Hey, what's up, guys? It's Andrew Santowski. Saturday, December 4th, 2021. Year's almost over, guys. Unbelievable. I'm giving you my official Font vs. Aldo UFC Fight Night predictions. This event takes place tonight from the UFC Apex, Las Vegas, Nevada. It's being broadcast on ESPN, too, which is nice. So, yeah, I'm going to dive into this card, guys. There's a lot of fights that I've alternated on. Fights that can literally go either way, including the main event. And so it's gonna be an interesting card, guys. I'm really actually looking forward to it, man. I think all their December cards are pretty stacked, and so I'm gonna give you my predictions for these fights. So, starting off in the men's bantamweight division, we have Luis Smolka against Vince Morales. Luis Smolka, man, he was a flyweight contender at one point, man, a few years ago, and then he was out of the UFC for a while and made his way back. Hasn't fought in a year, man. I can't believe it's been a year, but yeah, he's looked good, man, since he came back. In my opinion, he's fighting up at bantamweight now, but he's a big guy. He's 5'9", and he's going up against Vince Morales, who I'm not really high on, but he's picked up a couple good wins. Well, he beat Zahabi and he beat Draco Rodriguez, but he got absolutely destroyed by Chris Gutierrez with those leg kicks, man. A couple summers ago, that was brutal. And looking at the betting odds right now, we have Luis Smolka currently at minus 145 to come back on Morales plus 135 on 5 dimes. I like Smolka here, man. I think Smolka just lands more strikes. Those more volumes, got the ground game. But I'm just going to go with Smolka here, man. Not a whole lot of confidence, but my pick's going to be Smolka. Next up, man, what a banger here. Men's lightweight division, Claudio Puelles against Chris Gutsmacker. I was on Puelles in his last fight against the grappler, Jordan Levitt. He picked up a nice 29-28 decision there, I think. Chris Gutsmacker, man, this guy showed some heart, man. A lot of people really counted this guy out against Rafa Garcia, but, man, he survived that early storm and just put it on Garcia, man. Got knocked out by Alex Hernandez before that, but, man, and then he hadn't fought in a long time since he fought Joe Lozon prior to that. So, it's going to be an interesting fight. I'm on Puelles here. I think people are giving Gutsmacker that respect just based off his last fight. But I'm a little higher on Puelles here. He's a younger guy, great training camp, 10 years younger. I'm going to side with Claudio here. Next up, man, two big guys right here, light heavyweight division, Alonzo Menifield against William Knight. I was originally leaning Knight. He just beat the Water Buffalo Fabio Charon. Lost to Jia Young Jung before that. Beat Kamer, Cody Brundage. And Alonzo Menifield, this guy's really shown some improvement here, man. I'm not really sold on the guy yet, but he picked up a nice win over Ed Herman, did what he needed to do to win, beat Fabio Charon before that. Lost to Oven St. Peru, which was kind of a surprise prior to Charon. Lost to Devin Clark, but that's, he really emptied the tank, and Devin Clark just survived and took him down and all that. And I think he kind of learned from those two losses. But I'm going to side with Menifield here. Like I said, I was originally leaning Knight. I'm going to side with Meadowfield here by decision. Mallory Martin against Cheyenne Vlismas. Definitely not high on Mallory Martin. I don't really see her UFC potential here. I like Cheyenne Vlismas. I think the UFC does too. She's down to take fights, and she looked good in her last fight with that. Man, she was like a head kick knockout. The girl got up and she caught her with a head kick. Trying to think who that was. Oh, Gloria de Paula. Yeah, so she looked good in that. And I'm going to side with Vlismas here. Jake Matthews against Jeremiah Wells. Jeremiah Wells coming off that nice knockout over Werley Alves in June. I'm going to side with Matthews here, man. This guy's been in the UFC a long time, man. I think this guy is only 27 years old. It's crazy, man. Wish the dude could still fight at lightweight, man. I thought he was better suited, but hey, if he can do something at welterweight, I'm all game, man. This guy's fought a lot of guys, man. And I can really say that about the guy. He's lost to Kevin Lee. I think when they were both at lightweight still. I mean, this guy, man, I mean, he's been around for so long, man. I just remember watching the guy since he made his debut. And I think he's only 27 years old. So I'm glad the UFC still has this dude on the roster, man, even though he's had an up and down UFC career. He's still got more wins than losses, man. And, you know, he's growing. You know, he's growing, man. You know, he's probably never going to be a top 10 talent. But so what, man? You know what? He's still UFC caliber, in my opinion. And I'm going to actually side with Jake Matthews here against Jeremiah Wells. Jake Matthews by decision. Brian Barberena against Darian Weeks. I mean, this guy's on a 5-fight win streak, or he's 5-0. Don't really know much about him. But, you know, I'm not high on Barberena, man. I want to fade Barberena any chance I get. But, man, this guy was training for a fight. He was ready. And I'm gonna side with Barberena here, but I'm not really sold on the guy anymore. Zalga Zumagulov against Kape, man. I love the men's flyweight division. It's action-packed. Kape made weight. Glad to see that. And, man, I really think this, you know, this guy's special, man. He had 2 tough fights in his UFC debut. No shame in losing to Nicolau or Pantoja. He fought both those fights hard. Beat Ode Osborne in his last fight. And, man, I mean, I'm high on Ode, too, man. I mean, this he's another athletic guy. And, man, Manel Kape, man, I really hope he picks up this win here. Zalgas, you know, he's an older guy. He's having a hard time putting it together. But he's fought some good competition, too. He lost to Paiva, who's now fighting at bantamweight. He lost to Amir Albazi. You know, so, you know, Albazi hasn't fought in a while, but he picked up a nice win. Handled Jerome Rivera accordingly. But, yeah, my pick's going to be Kape here. Don't know if he's going to get a TKO win, but I'm going to take Kape by decision here. Maki Pitolo against Dusko Todorovic. I'm not high on Pitolo. I think Dusko is a little better than what he's shown, even though he is quite hittable. My pick is going to be Dusko. Next up, Alex Morano against Mickey Gall. Man, great fight, man. Great UFC matchmaking here. Not really sold on Morano, man. Yeah, he's picked up some wins over some UFC legends in Cerrone. And, let me see who else he's fought. But, man, this guy's been around a long time, man. He lost Anthony Pettis. Right before Pettis jumped to the PFL. Beat Cerrone in May. Beat Reese McKee, who's no longer. Lost to Chaos Williams, man. And Chaos Williams' UFC debut, man. We know how good Chaos is. But, man, Alex Morano's been around forever, man. He's been around a long time when he's a coach. Mickey Gall, he's been looking good, man. Nice win over Jordan Williams his last time out. And I'm going to side with Gall here, too, man. I'm just not sold on Morano, man. Something's telling me to stay away from this guy. He is fighting smarter. He is chinny, though, and I think Gall can catch him with something, have Morano stunned, and I think Gall can lock him up with a submission. But both these guys are high-level BJJ black belts, I believe. I don't know if Gall is a black belt, but I know Morano is. But Gall's got great submissions as well. Brendan Allen against Chris Curtis. Man, it's a dangerous fight for Brendan Allen to accept here on short notice. Chris Curtis has nothing to lose. Yeah, Brendan Allen's a big guy, but, man, I think Chris Curtis might catch Brendan Allen with something. I'm going to side with Chris Curtis here, man. First round knockout, but, yeah, Brendan Allen's the more well-rounded fighter, but, man, Chris Curtis is just a dangerous dude, man. Clay Guida against Leonardo Santos. I'm going to side with Guida here, man. Santos is like 41 years old. And Guida, he's just full of energy, man. And, you know, he's fought some good competition. Lost to Marco Madsen by split decision. No shame in that. Beat Michael Johnson. Leonardo Santos, he was handling Grant Dawson. Beat Roman Bogatov. I'm going to side with Clay Guida here. Jimmy Crute against Jamal Hill. This is a fight I've flipped my pick a few times on. I'm going to side with Crute here. He's got a big length disadvantage here against Jamal Hill. If Jamal Hill can keep this upright, it's his fight. Jimmy Crute coming off that loss to Anthony Smith, in which he was dominating, but he got hit with those calf kicks. But Crute's going to want to get this fight to the ground. I'm worried about his cardio here. This fight goes outside of the first round or two. that might be where Hill can start pouring it on him. But Crute's going to shoot for takedowns early, and I think he's going to get Hill down. It's just what can he do with it. I'm going to side with Crute here by decision. Maybe he locks up a submission, though. Fiziev against Riddell, another fight I flipped my pick in. I'm going to side with Fiziev again, man. A lot of people are on Riddell, a lot of smart people on Riddell. I know why they want to fade Fiziev. He kind of looks smaller for the weight class. But, man, both two high-level strikers here. I'm going to side with Fiziev here by decision. Rob Font against Aldo. I think Rob Font, you know, the UFC probably does want him to win. But I don't think they're against Aldo winning either. Aldo's it's the guy with the much bigger frame. I mean, this guy could literally fight at lightweight. How he's making bantamweight these days is just beyond me. The real question here is Aldo's cardio, man. You know, can he, if he doesn't put Font away early or do enough damage to compromise Font throughout the fight, Font might start pulling away with this late. I'm gonna side with Aldo here, man. Font just seems like he's too giddy, too happy to be in the moment. You know, he's fighting a big name in Aldo, but you know, the sky's the limit for Font if he wins this fight, man. I mean, Font should push really hard for a title shot or a matchup against Dillashaw. You know, I think a guy like Corey Sandhagen could give Font trouble, possibly. So I think it's in Font's best move to try to get to the title as quick as he can. Or unless he comes up against a really good grappler, because his, you know, Cody Garbrandt was hitting takedowns on him. Although he's a solid fighter, man. You really have to be special to beat Aldo. So we're going to see if Font can do that. I'm going to side with Aldo here, man. I think Aldo gets it done by decision. I think Aldo shows that there's levels to this shit. I don't think Font's at that level yet. I don't have no bets for this card. But if Aldo continues to be disrespected at the betting window, I might have to take a bet on Aldo. So my pick's going to be Aldo. I have no bet, though. But, yeah, those are my picks for the fights, these guys. So, recapping my picks, I have Aldo, I have Fiziev, I have Crute, I have Guida, I have Curtis, I have Gall, I have Todorovic, I have Kape, I have Barberena, I have Matthews, I have Vlismas, I have Menifield, I have Puelles, and I have Smolka. Those are my predictions for these fights, these guys. These are my official predictions. So, there's a lot of fights that can go either way. I will not be surprised with any of these outcomes, to be honest. So, take it easy, guys, and let's watch these fights later.